Yes. Yes is a marker, an audio marker for your dog that tells your dog that a reward is coming. Your reward systems are food, affection, praise, and play. However, food is the fastest, easiest, and most effective way to tell your dog that a reward is coming. For example, if we ask a dog to sit, the moment their butt hits the ground, we can mark it yes. However, the moment their butt hit the ground, if they had lifted their front paw and looked to the left and we marked it yes, now the dog will think that you were rewarding them for sitting, lifting their paw, and looking to the left. So it's really important that we use the proper timing of the word yes. And what yes means is that we promise to deliver a treat no longer than 1.5 seconds after we've said the word yes, ideally. Dog body language. Dog body language is really important when it comes to deciphering what your dog is going through. And I've enclosed a short video on dog body language regarding calming signals. So you may see a lot more calming signals from Harley than you necessarily see from Chase. And what you will see are simple things like he will sit a lot and scratch his collar. And sometimes that scratching and sitting, it's almost like a timeout. The dog's like, okay, this is a little stressful. I'm gonna make myself busy so I can kind of take a break and kind of half ignore you a little bit so I can regroup. So one of the things that you want to take a look at is when is Harley giving you a calming signal and what's happening around him? So are we trying to pressure him too much to do a sit and stay, or are we potentially trying to maybe we're towering over him, maybe we're asking him to jump over something or stay on his place and you're seeing him do a lot of scratching. He's basically saying like, hey, I'm a little bit uncomfortable with this. So we often see lick lips. The scratching is very common. We will see a dog like Harley have whale eyes. Their eyes will become kind of white on the side. And you'll see them kind of look away. With Harley, you often see him freeze. He will just sit and look at you with these huge eyes, not knowing exactly what you want him to do next. So I've enclosed some information about dog body language and calming signals so you can see if Harley is doing big yawns, if he's turning away from you, what kind of things maybe Harley is doing to say, like, I'm not quite comfortable with this situation.
Harley's outtake video. Harley had a great time. He's a really sweet boy. He is a bit of a shy guy. He's a little shy. He's a little reserved. That's it. Yes. And he, not reserved, tentative. That's the word. He will be tentative about finding something new. Go find it. And engaging with new things. So, the main reason why you wanted to work with me to work with Harley was the jumping up. So I'm going to go through the number one thing why dogs jump up is because it gets rewarded with attention, affection, or a desired or excitable item. So the first thing we do with puppies like Harley who struggle with this, which is totally a normal dog behavior to jump up, is we ask them to sit. Yes. And we use the release word, break. Break. Break, Harley. Come on. Good boy. Go find it. Good. So we ask him to break and teach him that we want him to stay sitting until we use the release word break. And we do sit over and over again. Harley, sit. Yes. We also incite him to jump. So we come in with treats, we go nice and high, and we come in, and he only gets the treat, yes, if his butt stays on the ground. We also use marker training. So his marker is the word yes. When I just said yes, so I'm going to give him a treat. The word yes means I promise within 1 to 1.5 seconds, ideally, to reward him with a treat or food. Go find it. Now, Harley will work for his kibble, no problem. Working for his kibble, he's absolutely hungry all the time. He's very active. He loves to play with the girls, 2 labs that we have here. Sometimes Chase gets a little rough with Harley, and Harley will tumble and lie down. We recall them right away. We put them in sits. We de-escalate the excitement. So what we want is everyone to sit or lie down. We're going to calm everybody down. So the hand command for sit is this. Now dogs read body language way faster than they do the hearing. English or words or commands or their second language. Their first language is body language. So you can, come on, Harley, you can preempt and get rid of a lot of jumping. Hi Harley, hi Harley. Get him excited, use a hand command for sit. So when he comes to see you, yes, good boy, and he's super excited, what you're going to do is just do this. And every time you do this, he's going to go into the sit. Even if he's wiggling, he's going to go into the sit. So once Harley, let's say, the funniest is recall. He overshoots recall so much. He runs right in, he runs right past me, he goes around, he runs at me again, and we've been really working 2-3 feet out, hand command for sit. So we want to teach him to run and sit at your feet, good boy, in terms of eliminating the jumping. The other thing we do is we use a leash to tether Harley to something and get excited. We also use the pen and the crate. Harley, inside. Come inside. Where are you, buddy? Come on. Get in the pen. Good boy. So we get him in the pen. Get him out here. And then we want to incite him to want to get out. Hey, Harley. Hi. Yum, yum. Yum. You want to get it? You want to get it? So we throw toys. We get him excited to want to come out of the pen. At first, just putting him in the pen, he wanted to come out of the pen. So he would put his paws up. Same thing with the baby gate, and same thing with the door. And so what we taught, yes, good boy, Harley, is we only approach if he sits down. We're not going to approach if he's jumping on it and pawing at it or barking or having any sort of tantrum. So we only come up, stays in the sit. So this is what we want at all doors. So if you approach a door, you're going to ask Harley to sit. You're going to open the door all the way and say break. He already kind of got up there. Normally, I was talking too much. Normally, I would just close the door if he would have got up and waited. And then once he sat down again, open it all the way and then break to release him.
The release word we use for the boys is break. Break tells them that the job is done. The sit's done, the down's done, the go to your place is done. So he can carry on and have freedom basically after you say the word break. The release word is really important for the boys to tell them to wait. So they know they're waiting until they hear the release word break. And why it's important is it helps with that impulse control and also with that overexcitement. It helps them slow down and think. So even when they're getting out of the car and you have them in the car, have them sit, have them wait, and then release them with the word break. Do this at all doors. You want to do it when you leash them and you're ready. You can say let's go, or you can say break. And when you take the leash off, you want to say break so they know that they can run free, and keep them sitting longer. The longer you can have them do the duration work, the sit down, go to your place, stay, that's the duration, how long they can do it, the calmer that they will be, and the more it will help out Harley. Harley with the jumping up.
Now, getting the leash and collar ready for these guys, they get excited as well. They're like, oh, we're going to go for an adventure. Harley, come on, buddy. Good. Come on, Harley. And again, have your mother sit. We only leash the dogs if they're sitting. Good. So if it gets excited, I'm going to move the leash away. Good boy. And we're going to take it away. So this is what we do all the time to ensure that the dog knows there's a magic button on your butt. And that means he gets everything he wants if he sits and waits. Good boy. You're sweet. He really is a sweet guy.
Rewarding calmness. Rewarding calmness is our mantra here for Carrie Trains Me. And it is what we do to slow all of the processes down for the dog, all of the excitement, all of the anticipation. We want to always reward calmness. So for us, for a very, very hyper dog who's very springy, we may just start with rewarding eye contact. If they can just stand and stay, make eye contact with us without vocalizing, barking, whining, we will start with that reward. Ideally, we want to reward calmness with a sit or a down. So, for example, we would take Harley out on leash and just stand there. And eventually, Harley would sit. And the moment he sat, we would mark it yes and give him a kibble. Yes, again, give him a second kibble. Yes, third. Yes, fourth. We would get up to 10 or 15 kibbles in a row. And then we would say, break, let's go. And what happens there is the dog learns that sitting is the most rewarding behavior. So if we have Harley sit and we heavily reward it, or a down and we heavily reward it, meaning multiple rewards in a row, and again, this is his kibble he's working for, the dog will start to offer on their own to sit. So for us, we always reward calmness. Now, anything that's exciting that incites jumping up, we will take it away as a negative reinforcement, whether it's myself, the food, the toys, the leash, going through the door. We remove that opportunity until they're calm. So until Harley can sit, we remove it, and then we apply the release word to say, okay, now you can go through. And what this does, this waiting, decreases their excitement, decreases their arousal. They're able to think clearly and make better choices to offer a sit. Now, by doing this behavior this way and giving him multiple rewards and teaching him this is the most rewarding behavior, he will choose to sit more often than he will jump. What we don't want to get into with Harley or any dog is the nagging. We don't want this sit, 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 off, stop it, sit, sit, get down. None of these things are telling the dog what to do. It's nagging the dog. The dog can't hear it. They're overexcited. So we really want to use this method of shaping, which is telling the dog, I will give you heavily rewards if you sit. I will give you heavily rewards if you can calm down. And then we set up the scenes where you see me and Hiroko acting silly around Harley, trying to incite him to jump, and then we reward him for not jumping. So the best option is to do this in a training situation. If you're trying to do it in real life situation where you're out walking, you are on your property and you have guests coming over, leash up Harley, put him in a sit, have your kibble, give him multiple rewards. The leash will allow you to get away from the person that he's seeing that he's too excited to see if he starts to jump, and then you can reapproach once he's calm. So again, you would remove that excitement. You either remove the person or remove yourself. We're going to back up away and then come back. So rewarding calmness has to be the mantra for Harley moving forward, and he will make all kinds of great choices. He's a very smart, sweet-natured boy, and he doesn't want any trouble whatsoever. He really just wants to engage with people, and he's a very soft-natured boy.
Okay, in addition to these jumping up protocols that we work on, we also put things on cue like up and off. So we want to get Harley, yeah, sweet boy, come on. This is your last little dinner, okay? We want you to put your paws up. I'm gonna use a little bit of beef liver, a little bit more enticing. Paws up. Come on, buddy. I know, you little shy guy. I know, you little shy guy. And if he does just one paw, I will mark and pay. Come on, little guy. Come on, little guy. Harley. What about there? Yes. Okay, come on. Paws up. You can do this. You can do this. Look at those big paws. Come on, Harley. You ready? Come on, sweet pea. Which is approaching Harley. Now he's in a pen versus, I'm going to let him think about it. We also just did a ton of engagement games. But now he's in a pen versus being tied up. And we just want him to understand the way out of the pen, and the way up to our engagement is for us to engage with him is to offer us, I'm going to give him the hand command. Yes, I'm going to help him out there. Good boy. Yes, good boy. Is the way out of the pen, the way to get us to approach, the way to get us to engage is to sit calmly versus jumping up. In the house, he really jumps up on the baby gates, on the desk counters and things like that. So it's really trying to work on teaching him that's not how we want him to engage. So here we go. We go back. We come back. If we stay sitting. Oh, he got up. Good. Yes. Good. Good. And we're just going to build up a little bit of frustration tolerance. So he wants to get excited. It's also a bit of anxiety. Sometimes people don't realize this as well. The dog's it's excited, but it's also anxious that you're going to leave. So we want to teach him that we always come back. And in this particular exercise, we're going to come back if you're calm. Go find it. Can look up and find it. These guys are just here for excitement, distraction. We're going to move away. Good. I mean, he's getting so much calmer. Chase is really calm too, but he really relies on his brother for, so he just got up. So because we're practicing, if this was just puppy separation, I wouldn't necessarily want to sit. He could be standing as long as he's calm and quiet. But because we're working on jumping up, yeah, there we go. There's that frustration of like, hey, I want out of here. I want you to pay attention to me. I want to partake in some excitement and some cool things going on. How do I get you to pay attention to me? His previous MO was to jump. So we want to teach him to change his mind, think about things. Yeah, you thought about it and it was good. You made a good one. Good boy. Good boy. Very good. You're a really smart boy. You're very sweet. You're just a little anxious and a little sensitive, and you get a little worried. Hey, yeah, a combination of excitement and worried. Little shy guy, but you're a real gem. Go ahead, take it. Okay, let's go. Good. Now, when I do a let's go and we go away, he's doing really good, so I'm going to toss always a find it so that he's busy sniffing. This guy. Chasey. So that he's busy sniffing and it's not like a big shock that we've walked away. And then we build this up with more and more excitement eventually, kind of like we did earlier today, of being silly. Hi, Harley. Hi, Harley. I'm going to back up, help him out, let him think about how do I get Carrie closer. Hi, Harley. I know. It's not that way. Think about it. Yeah, little frustration. That's okay. He's going to work through it. Yes, good boy. And that's why that timer is so important, or the marker, the timing is so important. As soon as that butt hits the ground, this boy is getting kibble. You're getting kibble. And you love kibble. Good boy. Good boy. Good. Good. Now, the third one we did this afternoon was coming in as well from the top, really slow. Yes, and enticing him to jump, and if he goes to jump or his front paws come off in any way, he doesn't get it, and he's done really good with this. So where we need to, yes, yeah, you got to chew them. Just chew them once. You okay, bud? Oh, kisses for friends. You good now? Yes. Okay, we're going to let you out and let you get some water. Okay, now, this is also a thing, right? Baby gates, we want to teach them how to come out. Fern, can you mind your own business, please? Good. Wait. Break. Good boy. Good boy. So release word break. We've been working on this all throughout the day. So every time we go out socially in this little group, we practice sit and break on repeat. It looks like I'm crazy if someone was ever watching me from the air because it looks like this. Harley. Yes. Sit. Yes, good boy. Okay, break. Good. Sit. Yeah, good work, Fern. Break. Good. Sit. Yes, good. Break. Good. Sit. Yes, good. Good. Oh, I'm giving you the wrong kibble by accident, Fern. Break. That's okay. I think there's pretty much the same ground. So we work on that while we're walking around all the time. So spontaneously, I'm constantly asking them to sit and break, sit and break, sit and break, so that I can get the repetition in. So even though they're having potty break social time, we can just maximize those commands. So then when it comes to the door and the crate and gate, hi Harley! I also, here, recall him. Hand command for sit. You can see it in the shadow. Yes, if he gets excited, overshoots it and jump, I turn, I walk away, no treats. If he clears that landing, sits on his butt, he gets a whole handful. So that's what we've been working on as well. Harley, here. Here. Now I'm getting excited. Harley, here. Yes. Good girl, Fern. Good girl. So this is there's a treat for you. Bernie, Chase is peeing on something. So this is kind of what we work on all the time. Chase, what are you barking at? There's nothing. Here, quick, here. Sit. Bernie, sit. Good. Chase, come on, little lazy guy. You guys are getting a little tired. I know I kept you out a bit long. All right, this is what we work on all the time in the social interactions with each other, because that's how they learn to be calm around other dogs and actually listen around other dogs too. So we do a combination of individual training. He has way more training with his brother, being present just because he's calmer. And Chase, I haven't taken him out individual training today, but I definitely will. He's been just doing the group work so far today. The other thing we taught Harley is to pause up. And he doesn't particularly like this one, but because it's a grade. Come on, buddy, pause up. Okay, let's do it up this one. No, you don't like that one. Okay, here we go. Harley, pause up. Good boy. Lots of all the way up. Just your paws. Pause. Okay. Break. You're so sweet. Okay, let's try this one. Pause up. Just pause. Come on, Harley. Yes. Okay. So sometimes Harley, just right there, he paused and looked at me. He doesn't know what I want, and his reaction, his instinct is to shut down and just look at you. So it's really important for Harley, if he's failing at something, to be enthusiastic and motivating, because otherwise he will back away and not want to do it. Come on, you pause up. Yes, good. So the paws go up and then off. Yes. So we use the term off when we want them to get off of us. When they're jumping up, we off and we do the hand command for sit. And the reason why we do off, a lot of people say down, but really down is lie down. We already have a cue for lie down, so we don't want to reuse a cue, because the reality is no one actually says down and the dog goes into a lie down and they reward that. It's just becomes confusing for the dog. You gonna put your paws out? Put your paws out. Okay, go find it. Now he gets he's tentative about a lot of these things. We worked on getting him over. Come on, Harley, over. Yes. And we had to lower it. At first it was a little too high for him, and he was too shy. Come on, over. Okay, go around, go around, go around. Ready? You gonna go through? Through. Come on, Harley. So here, we reward 1, 2. Yes, good boy. Good boy, Harley. Good boy, come on. And we need lots of encouragement to get him through things. This is just his confidence. He doesn't have that great of confidence. And he's sweet. So you need to take your time and really do simple exercises with him. Like put your paws up. Put your paws up. Come on, Harley. Paws up. Yes. Put your paws up. Yes. Good boy. Good boy. Because when he does these little things, good boy. You can give him lots of treats here. When he does these little things, it builds his self-esteem because we're telling him he's a good boy. Yeah, you're a good boy. Go find it. Good.
A very simple game that we've put together is the name game. So the name game is basically saying Harley, and every time you say his name, he gets a piece of kibble. We've also paired it with touch, which Chase knows as well, as to come and boop his little nose on the open palm of your hand. We then toss a treat to say find it. Well, he's going to look at it, go and find the treat. We move maybe into another room or another area so that we can call him back with his name, do the touch and the find it again. This is a very simple game that builds trust, it builds engagement, and it can calm them down because they're using their nose. They love to chase the go find it. It's a double reward. They get to chase something and catch it and then find it. So the name game Touch Find It is a wonderful game that I recommend you play all the time. It's great to play in the house for 5 to 10 minutes before you head out for a walk just to build that engagement.
Also do the name game with all the dogs over and over again. Harley, yes, he responds to his name, he gets a treat. We also do touch, yes. If he touches our little hand, touch. I don't know why they never want to touch my left hand. Touch. Harley, yes. Good boy. And we do find it where we toss treats or we get them to sit and we put treats around.
Now, jumping up in calmness, this is a challenge for all dogs. Jumping up is 100% a normal dog behavior. So here, what you see me do is I'm tying Harley to a post. Here, I've told him off, so he gets off. Good boy. Now, I'm doing this alone. If I wasn't doing it alone, what I would suggest you do is have one person hold the leash, and you're going to reward him, and the other person act as a distraction. So here I come, all excited. Harley boy, Harley boy, Harley boy, acting crazy, moving around, and it's not going to work. Basically, I need him to sit. I need him to figure out, how do I get Carrie to come close? How do I get this attention from Carrie? How do I get food rewards? So here I'm backed up. I'm giving him a chance to think about, how do I get Carrie to come close? If he sits on his own, I'm going to approach Harley and I'm going to give him multiple rewards and attention, the same attention that he wanted. I just want him to think about it. So if he struggles, what I do is I will do the hand command for sit and then help him out. Versus just standing here and building up a lot of frustration. Now you may see him whine. There you go. I've done the hand command. He didn't quite see. I'm going to get a little closer. Do the hand command. Great. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to give him rewards for the sitting. I'm giving him about 4 or 5 kibbles in a row here and teaching him, this is what I want you to do. Now, it's really important with training that we're not always just taking things away from the dog, but we're showing them what we want them to do as well. If we just do all rewards or all taking away, it just builds frustration and inconsistency. So what we want them to know is what to do and what happens if you don't do it. So both of them will be, there we go. And this time I approached, he absolutely wanted to sit in his zone because he had a reminder. At first he was a little stressed. Hey, why is Carrie away from me and I'm tethered? Then he figured out, oh, right, if I sit down, Carrie's going to come to me and everything's going to be A-okay. So here he is. I'm acting silly and being a little crazy, and he's staying in the sit, so I'm coming back and rewarding him. And he is doing really great. I, however, look like a fool, but that is a price to pay for a cute puppy. place. Go to your places, like go to your mat, go to your bed, go to your spot. Doesn't matter what you call it. It's basically having the dog go on an item, stay on the item until we release them with the word break. This is going to be a real benefit for Harley to do in the kitchen, in the dining room, anywhere where food is present. Now, the number one rule for counter surfing